G'day everyone and welcome to my revelation. Thanks for joining me here today. I'm out in the bush for a kind of part 2 to a little video I'm doing to let you guys in on some of the thinking going on behind my channel lately and the changes that I'm making. In the last video I covered how I wasn't going to use certain techniques in my research anymore and my process going forward. But there was a major reason that I came to those decisions, and if you want to know what that process was and all that, go back and watch the previous video. I'm not going to put the link in the corner. Go back to my channel, find the video. It'll be the one just before this. Easy. There was a reason that I came to those decisions, and that's because I recently had a bit of a revelation in regards to my approach to this whole thing. And that revelation, something that really changed my thinking, if I'm honest with you. And it's based off my intuition mainly, and conversations I've had here and there, things that I've learnt, things that I've seen, things that I've been shown. But it just came to me. And something that you guys wouldn't know about me is that in life, when something just comes to me and feels right, I often take that as a sign that it's significant. And it hasn't really let me down. I've built my intuition very strong in my old age, and I can trust it fairly reliably. So I was sitting there thinking, what am I really in this for? I was sitting there on my editing desk at the computer going through my channel analytics, interesting, looking for any changes or any interesting trends in viewership and all the kind of thing that a YouTuber does every now and then to pass the time, analysing the data. And I noticed how I was really into it. You know, I get very excited for a little change and, you know, a bit disappointed for no changes and all that kind of thing. And I started to think to myself, why am I really in this? Am I in it for the YouTube success? Is this all? And I mean, this is some pretty hardcore self-exploration, you know, into something that you put your heart and soul into. Am I in this because this is an attractive option to get recognition for something? I started having all these deep and meaningful thoughts to myself. And then I started linking these thoughts to the actual work, so to speak, of you know, researching and seeking YOWIEs. And I thought of the words that I've been told by many people at this point, like there's nothing unheard or unusual, that the YOWIEs will test you, Bigfoot will test you, Sasquatch will test you in ways you might not expect, but you will be tested and you will learn from those tests. There will be teachings. And these thoughts always rattled through my head because I didn't quite understand how that would manifest for me. But I think I've exposed to myself some of the teachings of my YOWIEs. And now this is up there with some of the more highly speculative stuff I've ever had on my channel. This is way up there as far as speculation goes. I'm making many assumptions. First, I'm assuming that YOWIEs absolutely exist. Then I'm assuming that they're absolutely aware of me. Then I'm assuming that they're absolutely interacting with me. Then I'm assuming that there's actually something to all this and not just my imagination. There is so many assumptions in this little video that you need to just go along with that and grain of salt the assumptions. Because sometimes in this field you have to go with the assumptions and think a little deeper than, oh, that it might not exist. You have to allow your mind to go down these corridors. So I'm down the corridor, I'm knocking, running, I'm doing my thing. So if all this is true, if I was a YOWIE that's supposedly wise and, you know, all these sorts of things, I wouldn't just interact with any old dude out in the bush with a camera, because most of us are nuts and or aren't in it for the right reasons, right? So I'm like, how would they know that I'm worthy? And there's only one real thing that we could both use that could actually be used to test me, and that's time. And if I was a YOWIE, I would use time to both determine my true character and intention, and also to teach me about my true character and intention. Think about it. If they observe me for, let's say, 2 years, and in that time I'm observed to be everything I said in the last video. I'm observed to be patient, reliable, stable, good intentioned, non-threatening, etc., etc. Then and only then will they say, well, this guy hasn't given up, so he's not in it for the YouTube fame. This guy's still out here, even though nothing's happening and his channel might not even be doing that great, but he's still out here and he's putting his heart into it. He's proved himself to be reliable and stable. So therefore we will show ourselves to him right? That kind of thought, that kind of weird. I said this is a weird video, but that kind of, yeah, we can trust this. Let's take the next step forward, you know. And in the meantime, I will have learnt that I'm in this for the right reasons. I'm in it to forge that relationship, that understanding. I'm in it to learn, and you know, who knows how far that could go. Now I realise that I need time. I realise that I could have little bits of success here and there. I mean, I've been picking up some decent YOWIE calls. That's pretty cool. Or what we think might be YOWIE calls. That's pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to get this rush of success. And you know what? It's probably more believable, realistic, and plausible if I don't. Now, I see how this is sounding as I'm saying it. People are going to say he's trying to find ways to explain and rationalise the fact that he hasn't seen something to stop himself from going crazy kind of thing. I see that as I'm saying it. I even feel that. It's definitely not that. I've definitely thought really, really deep and long about this and studied the emotion that it's created and really looked into it. And I'm pretty sure I'm in the midst of a teaching as we speak. It's probably wishful thinking as well, because it's cool to be able to say that, right? I mean, it jives well with what Fifi was saying as well, which is something that I would want to happen as well. So I'm aware of how this looks. But I really genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, think that maybe, just maybe, there's something more to it. Now, going along with this thought that I had is also a change in, I guess you could say, scheduling of the videos. Once the quarantine gets lifted, once the lockdown is over and we can all go back to normal life, I'm going to be incorporating a system into my videos. And that will be this. When it comes to YOWIE campout experiment videos, I will start off at Base Camp Bobby and the surrounds. And every second video will be at a different location. Minimum. Sorry, at least. Anyway. So it'll be Base Camp Bobby and then a different location. Then Base Camp Bobby and then a different location. Then Base Camp Bobby and then a different location. Sometimes I may go back to back to back with Base Camp Bobby because just that's what is happening in my life. I can't get elsewhere, right? But that's the intention. So that I can set up trail cams, I can set up gifting tree and all that and give it a good month and a half every time to get results. And then I return there. Clean the place up, reset, you know, change the experiment if I want. But what I still don't, and this is another potential major change to the channel, I'm not sure about one night stand adventures anymore. And that sounds a little but what I'm saying is, when I say different locations, I may have a handful of locations. It could be 3, it could be 10, right? But I don't know if I'm going to be going to infinitely different locations. Main reason being, I don't know if I want to be entering into new clans territories. If these YOWIE things, if they run in clans, and it seems that they do, though they might travel solo, but they're part of a clan, so to speak, a family, then I would get the knowledge and the trust of them in a certain area. And then if I go to a completely new area, I'm just another idiot with no trust build up, no respect build up, no understanding of each other. And I therefore think I'm not getting true readings. I don't think my channel is all about proving they exist. I think my channel is more about trying to forge a relationship and an understanding. I've used these terms a lot. I keep thinking about YOWIE, Brisbane Waters National Park. Let's just be specific about it. There's lots of reports of that area, but I'm just having these hesitations traveling out there because I could potentially be in an entirely different family or clan's territory and they don't know me. And there's a lot of people that go to that area on the hunt. So they wouldn't have a very fantastic opinion of people as it is in that area. Again, lots of assumptions here. Alright, these videos are based on a lot of assumptions, so I'm assuming they're real and they are in the area and the reports are correct. I'm just assuming that for the purpose of this thought exercise. So I don't really want to be going into new territory and starting from scratch again. In Wadigans, I've got years of build-up history there. So it may just stick to the Wadigans general area and be moving around Wadigans. I've already got like 5 or 6 locations that I know of, and I'm happy to return to all of them, really. So one night standers in unknown locations, I might save that for the spooky series on this channel, where I do exactly that. I go for one night stands in spooky locations. When I say one night stands, I obviously mean camping alone. Let's not get any silly ideas. So I do believe that that will limit the amount of potentially aggressive behavior that I will come across, because there's always the chance, people always say, be careful out there, mate, be careful out there. And I am still convinced that just like people, different Yowies, different hairy men, whatever we call them. They all have different personalities. Ones from different areas will have different personalities depending on what they've had to deal with in their specific region. You know, a Yowie clan in an area with a lot of logging might have a more negative view on humans, to a Yowie clan in an area where humans are generally no problem. These are the thoughts that I'm having. So, I mean, whilst I would love to get on audio one of those really big, deep, you know, roars that everyone says just shakes you to your core and you can hear it for miles and it sounds like a lion, gorilla, freaking ape, monkey, human, alien, Bigfoot thing. I would love to record one of those. By the way, those, I'm just going to state it, that's not their default setting. That's a warning. That's designed to make you poop your pants. And I don't believe that there's any malice behind that call, except for to say, get out of my area, you're peeing me off, get out of my area. If you persist, well then you might be in trouble, but not many people can apparently hear that call and persist. So I just want to say that I don't think that's, again, I still think these animals are quite peaceful, but they know how to get rid of humans. They know what works and they do it. So anyway, as I was saying, so that's my revelation, that I may be in the midst of a teaching, that I may be learning to find my own source of motivation, intention, which is character exposing. So, you know, I'll learn more about myself through this process, and that could be one of the reasons I'm out here, you know. And also, let's not forget, once all this lockdown stuff is lifted, we're going to be doing Base Camp Bobby every second episode. So there's been a lot of talking videos of late, but I don't know what else to do, guys. I can't get out and camp, you know. Again, I can't camp where I am here. I mean, I probably could, to be honest, but if I got busted, I'd be in a lot of trouble. I mean, there's literally no one. I'm in the middle of nothing. Even though I'm inside of a nature reserve, technically no one's coming up through here at all. No way. There's no reason to. Absolutely no reason to. Although there's some trails around and there's a lot of wood debris here. It wouldn't surprise me if when the big storm come through a couple of months or 6 months ago, whenever it was, the huge storm and winds ripped through and destroyed a lot of these areas. It seems like maybe the park rangers trekked some tracks through here and dumped a lot of debris in the area just there. There just seems to be a lot of branches down, and it's at the end of a track. Some more branches down there, and there's a little track there that leads to them. There's a track back behind me. I don't know, it's just a thought. But no one's coming into this area to look for people. I mean, no one can hear me. I could probably get away with camping here, but I won't. Although, geez, the temptation is so strong, I tell you. I gotta stop talking about it. I'm gonna convince myself of it otherwise. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm gonna try and get more action into the channel as soon as I can, but we all know the situation we're in, and hell, even this average content could dry up sooner or later. We'll see how we go. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and until next time, 2 thumbs up today. Ooh, because it's part 2 of this little story video. 2 thumbs up. Alright, see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Yep, bye.